Hello and welcome to Write It Right. My name is Muhammad Omar Iftikhar, and today we are going to talk about a very important subject which we have never talked about on this channel, and that is how to develop presentations for C-suite executives and C-suite leadership. So these are those professionals, those industry experts who are working as the top management, the high-ranking officials in public and private organizations across the world. And this presentation is not only limited to one country or one set of audience or one geographical location. This is targeted to the viewers of the world, those who are freelance writers, designers, those who take up projects to create presentations for C-suite level employees of a company, those who are actually working in such companies as communication officers or head of communications, of branding, who want to create presentations for their senior management related to different topics. So this is a brief presentation that I would like to share with all of you, and I think that there is a gap when we talk about creating content. Then I think one should also know how to create content for C-suite level executives. Maybe you can end up working for an organization where you are the custodian of their brand, the custodian of their other department, and you have to share your thoughts, insights, or operations. Or you may end up working in an advertising or a creative agency that is actually working for a company where you have to share your pitch or proposal or anything for that. So first we need to understand who is a C-suite executive and who are your audience that you're catering to. So these are all those professionals, all those leaders in an organization who may not have that much time at their disposal. They're always running from pillar to post. They're always traveling. They always have other meetings to attend. They always have their agenda filled with activities. So these are time-constrained strategic thinkers, and you need to develop a presentation that is concise, that is clear, and that is not too long that it becomes boring, and not too short that it creates confusion as to what you have delivered. So you have to be very specific when you are creating presentation for the C-suite audience. And when you are sharing your information, obviously whatever information you're sharing, whatever department you are representing in that organization, the priorities of the top management, the top leadership revolves around the return on investment and the growth cycle, the business model, and the risk associated when you are taking a decision. Whether it's implementing, whether it's adding 1 million rupees to your marketing budget, whether it's acquiring some new equipment, whether it's purchasing land. So whatever content that you share with them that requires a decision, it has to fulfill these certain priorities, and you need to inform them about what will happen if they take a decision, what will happen if they do not take a decision. And then you have to customize your presentation according to the needs of this audience. And obviously everyone sitting in that presentation, they are part of that decision-making group. So whatever you say or whatever you share, it is going to affect their decision. Okay, so these are some key elements that I'm going to share. The first is clarity and conciseness, which is also part of everyday communication. Whether you are a freelance writer or a copy editor or a content writer, or maybe you write reports, write emails, in our everyday communication, in our everyday written and as well as oral communication, clarity and conciseness are of a paramount significance. And you need to keep your slides simple. Do not add too much text, because people are not going to read the text, they are going to listen to you. And if you are going to add too much text on the presentation, then no matter how effective of a speaker you are, their attention will always be at the slides that you show. So the slides that you create, you design, you develop, they have to be very clean, very clear, and they have to follow a minimalistic approach. So you have to keep your slides clean. Do not use words that are heavy. Do not use industry jargons. Do not use terminologies just to look impressive, just to look confident, just to look that you know everything. No. Only use jargons and terminologies and industry-centric words where they are needed in the context of the presentation that you're sharing. Otherwise, keep it simple. And you have to use clear and actionable language. Keep it simple, keep it clear. Always share your presentations with the intention of keeping them to the point. This is what we have to do. These are the 3 actions. These are the 3 consequences. That's it. Move on. So the second key element is strategic focus. And for this, you have to create your presentation in which every action that you take, in which every plan that you share, in which every action step that you ask the C-suite executives to take, they have to be aligned with the overall organizational goals. Otherwise, no one is going to show any interest in what you're saying. And obviously, just the way I said in the previous slides, that return on investment, business cycle, business model, growth, efficiency, effectiveness, these are all what the C-suite executives want to know about their company. That's why whatever action point that you share in your presentation, they must highlight the business impact, because that is eventually everyone in that company is working for. And whatever insights that you share, whatever data that you share, whatever examples that you share, they have to be aligned with respect to the industry context, the industry in which that company is working, the company where you are delivering your presentation, the industry that they are representing. It should be aligned with the same contextual and content analysis and parameters. The third is data-driven insights. Very important. Everything that we are doing today revolves around data. Even right now, using StreamYard, data is being utilized in some way or the other, and we are all consumers of data. We are all elements of data itself. So whenever you use data in your presentations, they have to be credible. Do not just pick data from a random website. They should be collected from websites that are credible. And I would suggest that even in this age of everything being online or going online, use books as reference material. Cite them. You can get PDF versions of these books. You can get books from the library. You can even and use them as your reference source, and also cite the sources from where you are gaining data. You are getting data. When presenting data, do not just write bullet points about them. They are very boring, and the audience will not understand what you're trying to express. Always make your presentation slides visually appealing by creating graphs and infographics which give a holistic view of the data that you are presenting. And do not share information or infographics that may burden the thought process of your audience. Keep it simple. Again, now another key element is storytelling, which is very important. If you are sharing a plan, if you are sharing action steps to that plan, if you are sharing strategic objectives, if you are sharing data, there are two ways to do it. Number one, you can just put it on the slide, share it, explain it, question answer sessions, thank you very much, goodbye, tata, everything is done, everyone is okay. But no one is going to really remember what you said until or unless you do not tell them a story. You have to share your data, your insights, your information in the form of a story that they can remember. So you have to create a graphic narrative. So you have to craft a narrative that is compelling. For instance, just thinking out loud, you are presenting a presentation in front of executives who run a shoe business, right? So if you tell them that you have to redesign your joggers or your sneakers so that the youth or the Gen Z can become your primary market, then they are not going to understand what you were trying to say. If you share data to support your narrative, then they might be interested, but still there is no connection between what you're saying and what you want them to pursue. Suppose you just tell them that the city that they are in which they have their headquarters, suppose they have a population of 1,000 people. Just suppose they have a population of 1,000 people. And do you know that out of these 1,000 people, 275 people belong to the Generation Z. So and then you start building up your presentation and you share your infographics, your graphs, your data, and then they are going to be part of your story. And that is how you will attract their attention. This is just one example. You can come up with as many examples that you want. And whenever you are sharing data, it has to be connected with the real world and what implications that may have. And always use case studies. Using data only does not fulfill the objectives of your presentations. You also have to share case studies of different brands, different industries, different companies, with the same context as that of your. Now, in conclusion, you have to be clear, you have to share data, you have to be a good storyteller to influence the decision of your audience, and apply these techniques. And these are not the only techniques that you can apply. The internet is filled with so much content that you can absorb when you are searching for content on how to deliver effective presentations. And you have to share stories, you have to share anecdotes that are relevant and appropriate and aligned with the overall appeal of the presentation. So this was a brief presentation I wanted to share with all of you, especially to all of them who are engaged with C-suite level executives in some way or the other, especially with the context of communication, or those who are pursuing a career where they are envisioning themselves to working in creative agencies that are working for such C-suite level executives. So if you have any query or question regarding this presentation or about writing in general, you can always share your queries with me through my Facebook page, MOI Writes. MOI is short for Muhammad Omar Iftikhar, which is my full name. The URL and everything is shared in the description of this video. And just a brief introduction to my channel for all of those who are watching my video for the first time. I am a Karachi-based fiction writer, columnist, and author, contributing articles for Pakistan's print media since 2004. It's been almost 21 years of writing and sharing my experiences and thoughts. And I'm also a science fiction author of Divided Species that was published in 2020. It became Pakistan's first science fiction novel to be set in Karachi, which is my hometown. And I also wrote 20 Steps to Writing articles in 2022 and 2 other books, one on soft skills and then a 4th one on science fiction, which became Pakistan's first sports science fiction novelette. It's titled Player AI. So sharing my experiences as a writer is my hobby, it's my pastime, it has now become my passion. And if you have any question, query related to writing or literature, please do share it with me through my Facebook page, and I would be happy to answer them. Until next time, keep reading, keep writing. Allah Hafiz.